Starting out and cancel rank. To start, a player must own a ship and deposit it into Sage. If the ship is already enlisted in a faction fleet, it must be unenlisted first to be eligible to deposit in Sage. Players have no limit on the number of ships they can deposit, but will be limited in how they use those ships via the council rank privileges. And there are more details below, which we'll talk about shortly. When a player is ready to undock from the central space station, they will need to form a fleet consisting of at least one ship. Composing or disbanding fleets can only occur within the central space station or the SB hangars. Ships must be located at the same central space station or starbase to be merged into a fleet. After composing a fleet, the player will be able to undock, move, and direct their fleet as if it was one entity, even though it might be composed of multiple ships. This is similar to the group controls in most real-time strategy games. Now, the version that is currently live, which is Sage Labs, is different to Sage Starbased, and this is based on Starbased, and we're going to expect this in the future. It is not currently live in the game yet. So let's talk about Council Rank. Council Rank is an account-wide progression level that is a measure of the player's in-game stature with players. The players will start out at a Council Rank 1 with their faction's security zone on the central space station. Players can ascend in Council Rank by gaining experience points, XP. XP is earned via resource extraction, crafting, and combat. XP earned across multiple fleets all contribute to the same Council Rank progression. Players will gain Council ranks upon hitting established XP thresholds. Council ranks spans from level 1 to 100, and players may be able to over-level past 100 in the future. Players start out with 3 privilege points. They gain 1 with each subsequent rank, and gain 5 points at every 10th level. Privilege points can be spent to improve various gameplay parameters called privileges. At these points, they are limited and only gained when increasing their council rank. Players must make strategic decisions on how to spend these points. Point selection is not permanent and can be reallocated for an Atlas fee. Below is a table that indicates how many points need to be assigned on fleet size to hold a ship per class. Note that ships with hangars will provide a bonus to the maximum fleet size for the fleet they are in. And again, this is not live in labs, this is based on the next version. But you will require a fleet size of 1 for a XXS ship, a fleet size of 4 for an XS ship, a fleet size of 9 for a small ship, a fleet size of 16 for a medium ship. You will need a fleet size of 25 for a large, 36 for a capital, 49 for a commander, and you will need a fleet size of 64 for a titan. So some examples of privilege points are concurrent fleets, which is the maximum number of concurrent fleets that are deployed. Every point that you add into concurrent fleets will give you an additional fleet that you can craft. The maximum value of this at the moment would be 50 fleets that you can control. Fleet size. This is the maximum volumetric individual fleet size. Plus 1 fleet size per point, starting value of 1, maximum of 100. This means you would not be able to put 2 Titans into the same fleet. Crafting capacity. Maximum concurrent crew tasked to craft. Plus 1 for crafting, starting value 1 with no maximum value. If you want to craft things quicker, you can add more crew, and for that you can add privilege points. Star Path Pass. A reduction in the Star Path fees. So for every point, or for every half a point, the starting value will be 0% with a maximum value of 25%, and every point will give you a 0.5%, meaning you can have up to 50 points in the Starpath Pass. Expedited Rescue, reduction in respawn time. 0.5% for every point, and the same as before, starting value of 0 up to 25%. And finally, the privilege of V1 land rights. Maximum volumetric stakes deployed, and this is to be determined. A player at level 10 will have 16 points to distribute, and below is an example of a possible point selection that a player might have. Their 16 points might have 1 point assigned into concurrent fleets, 8 points into fleet size, 4 points into crew capacity, 2 points into Starpath fee, and 1 point into expedited rescue. This means that a player can have 2 concurrent fleets with a maximum fleet size of 9, in other words, a fleet with a single small ship plus a fleet with 9 XXS ships. Additionally, the player enjoys a 1% reduction in Starpath fees and a 0.5% reduction in respawn time. The ability to task up to 5 crew at once to craft at Starbase. Another example is a player at level 50 who would have 72 points to distribute. Below is an example of a possible point selection a player can have. Points assigned in concurrent fleets 10, fleet size 48, crew capacity 6, Starpath fee 4, and expedited rescue 4. And we can also see the starting value. You get 1 point automatically in fleets, fleet size and crew capacity, but you get no points in Starpath fee or expedited rescue to start. This means that a player can have 11 concurrent fleets with a maximum fleet size of 49. In other words, up to 11 fleets with a single commander ship in each, or any lower permutation. It is important to note that ships with onboard hangars provide a fleet size bonus. This means the commander will likely increase the 49 max fleet to allow for additional smaller support ships within its fleet. Additionally, this player would enjoy a 2% reduction in Starpath fees and a 2% reduction in respawn times, and the ability to task up to 7 crew at once in the Starbase. Lastly, the following perks are unlocked as a player ascends the council ranks. As we add more content to the game, more features will be unlocked through the council rank, such as the high risk zone. Note that the council rank is account-wide and not tied to a specific ship, fleet or crew member. And right now, a council rank at level 1 would allow the perk of a V1 untradeable tier 1 claim stake, a level 5 council rank to access the medium risk zone, and a level 10 council rank to access a home starbase.